One man was transported to hospital after a two-vehicle collision on Highway 16 about 1:30 this afternoon. And now, according to RCMP, the driver of a red van was heading eastbound on Highway 16 when he made an unsafe turn onto the 303. A blue truck traveling towards Lloydminster was unable to stop in time and T-boned the van. Now, no major injuries were reported for the people in the truck. Police say the highway is now clear. RCMP are asking for your help finding a man who tried to rob a North Battleford store. Police say around 9 last night, a man entered a business on Saint Laurent Drive with a blunt weapon and demanded cash. The employee managed to fend him off and the suspect fled from the scene. Investigators are looking for a tall male with a slim build, wearing a black hoodie and green bandana. Now, anyone with information is asked to contact Battleford RCMP or Crime Stoppers. With the rise of the internet and technology, it has become easier to hide behind your keyboard and type anything freely without thinking about the consequences. Cyberbullying is a growing issue after the tragic high-profile suicides of 2 teens in the country. Now, in this week's Healthy Living, Anna Stanislaw takes a look at how our community and our government is doing to tackle the issue.
Amanda Todd's 9-minute video about her experiences being bullied went viral online and around the world. She took her own life last October.
There's lots of people I know on Facebook, they make statuses that are really harmful to other kids, but they don't really seem to care.
For this high school student, she says cyberbullying is a problem.
Well, I know that lots of teens my age, they end up going and they end up talking to these people if they're friends to them or close to them and asking them like what led them to do this and basically just telling them that it's a wrong thing to do.
I believe the biggest thing that we can do as a community is really be aware and educate ourselves on what it looks like and to watch for the signs in our students, in our youth, in our adults. And if we're watching for those signs, being there to be able to reach out to support them.
Some of the signs of a bullied individual is the person becomes less social and withdrawn. There are changes to behavior, and they are depressed to the point of wanting to harm themselves or others. Rehtaeh Parsons, a Nova Scotia teen who committed suicide a few weeks ago, sparked debate in the government on whether cyberbullying should be a criminal offense. Rehtaeh was allegedly sexually assaulted by 4 boys, and a photograph of the incident was spread online.
The internet, the Facebook, the ability to text, I mean, we're talking about some relatively new things yet. 10 years ago, this wasn't a concern. 5 years ago, it was just starting to come forward. And we really need to have some guidelines, and we need to be educating people on what's acceptable.
Melnichenko, who is also a teacher, says every week there is constant assessments on students who are being bullied. She says parents and teachers need to be educating youth about the risks of cyberbullying.
And I think we need to be very active in our children's lives and our youth's lives and really have a good take of what they're doing online and through their cell phones and the media that's available to them today.
So I know lots of people in my school personally are trying to take a stand against it, but it is definitely present.
Beyond Borders Circle of Change is an organization that takes a stand against bullying in Lloydminster. If you would like to help out, you can contact Leanne Melnichenko at the Lloydminster Comprehensive High School. Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
Now, the Nova Scotia government has introduced legislation to create a new cyberbullying investigative unit. We will have that story after the break. Now, some students at a local school know a little bit more about the life and music of Mozart. A musician with the National Arts Centre's Music Alive program gave students at École Saint Thomas a lesson in classical, folk, and Aboriginal music this afternoon. And as Kim Smith explains, the visiting musician had a special connection to our region.
Danielle Gervais asks the students if they know the difference between a violin and a fiddle. They're the same instrument, he explains, but what's the difference? That's fiddle music, and the violin is classical. The visiting musician was at École Saint-Thomas Thursday afternoon to talk about Mozart, but he also incorporated various styles of music in his presentation with the hope of instilling the importance of the arts in the students.
Oftentimes cuts to the music programs in the schools and to arts and whatnot, so it's just really, really important for students to be exposed to music, and because music is part of their lives if they know it or not.
The music lesson was part of the National Art Centre's Music Alive program. It's designed for students to discover the excitement of the performing arts.
I think it's fun for some people to learn music, and I think it's like a big part of people's lives now.
The students say they enjoy listening to classical music.
Sometimes it's like calm, and sometimes it can be really fast too, though.
The presentation also marked a trip back to the region for Daniel Gervais. He grew up in St. Paul and is now studying his master's in music at the University of Alberta. He hopes he left an impression on some in attendance.
Some of them might pursue it further, and some of them will take other career paths, but it's just nice for them to be hearing live music.
Smith, Newcap News.